Imagine the ocean swallowing a private jet whole, screaming turbines, freezing water, a billionaire's life flashing before his eyes, then a single dad in a beat-up fishing boat yanks him from the jaws of death. One night changes two families forever. Stay until the final line, because the real miracle happens the morning after. The Atlantic was black glass at 2:17 a.m. when the Gulf Stream G650 hit it. No lightning, no storm, just a double-engine flame out 30 miles off Cape Cod. Inside, Victor Langford clutched the armrests of seat 1A, the only passenger awake. The flight attendant had already been sucked out the breech door. The pilots were unconscious. Victor's last coherent thought was of his daughter, Lila, asleep in Manhattan, and the voicemail he'd never sent. "I should have been there for your birthday." 2 miles away, Jack Brennan was hauling lobster traps by moonlight. 36, widowed, sole parent to 8-year-old Mia, who waited in the wheelhouse wrapped in his old Coast Guard jacket. Jack's radio crackled with Mayday garbage he usually ignored, rich folks in tin cans, but the coordinates were wrong. Too close. He throttled Second Chance, his 30-year-old trawler, toward the fireball blooming on the horizon. The jet sank in 90 seconds. Jack arrived to a debris field and one man clinging to a seat cushion, blood streaming from his scalp. Victor's custom suit was shredded. His Rolex had stopped at 2:18. Jack threw a rope. Victor missed. Jack dove. Salt water burned the gash on Victor's forehead. Jack's shoulder screamed. He'd torn the rotator cuff years ago saving a tourist, but he locked an arm around the billionaire's chest and kicked for the surface. On deck, Mia shone a flashlight, voice trembling. "Daddy, is he dead?" "Not yet, baby." Jack performed CPR between waves slapping the hull. Victor coughed up seawater and aviation fuel. His first words. "My daughter. Lila." Jack wrapped him in the only. First words. "My daughter. Lila." Jack wrapped him in the only dry thing left, Mia's blanket printed with cartoon mermaids. Back at the tiny harbor in Rockport, Massachusetts, an ambulance took Victor to Mass General. Jack refused payment, refused interviews, refused everything but a cup of diner coffee. The paramedics slipped him Victor's soaked wallet, platinum cards, a photo of a teenage girl with Victor's eyes. Jack tucked it into his oilskin pocket. He drove home at dawn, Mia asleep against his side. Their cottage smelled of wood smoke and yesterday's chowder. Jack kissed his daughter's forehead, whispered thanks to his late wife, Sarah, and fell into bed still wearing sea boots. Jack woke to pounding, not waves but fists on plywood. 7:03 a.m. Through the peephole, 3 black SUVs, a news van, and a teenage girl in a private school blazer, eyes red from crying. Lila Langford pushed past the security team. "You're him. The fisherman." Jack rubbed sleep from his face. "I just pulled your dad out of the drink." "How is he?" "Concussion, hypothermia, 3 cracked ribs." "He won't stop asking for the man with the little girl and the mermaid blanket." Before Jack could answer, Victor appeared on every television in the free world, live from his hospital bed, gauze-wrapped, voice hoarse but commanding. CNN, Fox, TikTok, didn't matter. He held up Mia's blanket like a battle flag. "That man saved my life. Jack Brennan. Rockport. Single father. I owe him a debt I can never repay. But I'm going to try." The clip went viral before Jack finished his coffee. By noon, the harbor was gridlocked with helicopters. Offers flooded Jack's flip phone. A Lobsterman's Union scholarship for Mia. A GoFundMe titled, "Mermaid Blanket Hero." At 2 million and climbing. Harvard called, early admission for Mia, sight unseen. Jack wanted none of it. He loaded Mia into their dented pickup and drove to the hospital. Victor's corner suite looked like a tech show room. He sat propped against pillows, IVs dangling like party streamers. When Jack entered, Victor's eyes filled. "You gave me tomorrow," he said. "Let me give you one." Jack shook his head. "My tomorrow's already spoken for. School lunches, PT conferences, fixing the bilge pump." Victor smiled. "The first real one since the crash?" Then let me fix the pump. He didn't offer money. He offered something bigger. Langford Dynamics, Victor's company, had quietly revolutionized offshore wind. Their new turbine blades needed real-world testing in the exact waters Jack fished. Victor proposed a partnership. Jack's boat retrofitted as a research vessel, Jack hired as lead mariner, salary enough to cover Mia's future, and then some. No charity, just wages for expertise. Jack stared out the window at Boston Harbor. Gulls wheeled over water that had nearly taken 2 fathers in one night. One condition, Jack said. Mia comes aboard. She learns the ropes. And every turbine we plant carries Sarah's name, my wife. She loved the sea. Victor extended a bruised hand. Deal. 3 months later, Second Chance cut a wake through a forest of white turbines. Mia stood at the bow in a miniature captain's hat, shouting bearings. Jack glanced at the plaque bolted to the wheelhouse. In memory of Sarah Brennan, she believed in second chances. Victor visited every weekend, teaching Mia chess on the aft deck, learning from Jack how to mend a net with dental floss in a pinch. Lila enrolled in the local high school, trading Manhattan penthouses for sleepovers in a saltbox cottage. She and Mia became sisters in all but blood. One evening, as the sun bled gold across the blades, Victor raised a thermos of chowder. To the night the sky fell, he toasted. Jack clinked his mug. And the morning it stood back up. Mia tugged Jack's sleeve. Daddy, does this mean we're rich now? Jack looked at the turbines spinning clean power, at Lila laughing with Victor, at his daughter's wind-chapped cheeks. No, baby, he said. It means we're home. Final line, don't blink. The real fortune wasn't pulled from the sea that night. It was the 2 broken families who learned, between one heartbeat and the next, that some debts are paid forward, one sunrise at a time.